alhamdulillah, wassalatu wassalam ala rasulillah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam wa ma ba'd. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. So in this video we're going to be addressing the allegation that Muhammad bin Ismail al-Bukhari was a Nasibi. In short, a common definition for a Nasibi, agreed by both Sunni and Shia scholarship, is an individual who displays animosity or hatred towards Ehlul Bejta. Now, the way Buhari is accused of being a Nasibi is mainly through two different angles. Now, one of them is the fact that he didn't transmit a single report in his Sahih through Ja'far as-Sadiq. And the second thing is he transmitted various reports through well-known Nawasib and Kharijites. So our very own Abu Abbas did a detailed analysis of these two allegations, and he came up with some very interesting results. Firstly, let's take a look at this allegation that Bukhari didn't transmit through Ja'far as-Sadiq because he had animosity towards Ehlul Bejta. So this allegation is easily dispelled by looking at the transmitters that Bukhari transmits through in his Sahih collection. He transmits through Muhammad al-Baqir, Ja'far's father; Ali bin Hussein, Ja'far's grandfather; Hussein bin Ali, radiallahu anhu, Ja'far's great-grandfather; Ali bin Abi Talib, Ja'far's great-great-grandfather; and various other members of Ehlul Bejta. Have a look at all of these names. So you may be thinking, Bukhari transmitted through various members of Ehlul Bejta, but didn't transmit through Ja'far. Now, not transmitting through an individual does not mean that Bukhari had a personal or theological issue with that individual. As an example, Bukhari doesn't transmit a single report through his teachers Ahmad ibn Hanbal or Muhammad al-Shafi'i in his Sahih. Now, this doesn't mean that he disliked his teachers. 5th century Muhaddith Khatib al-Baghdadi elaborates on Bukhari's exclusion of al-Shafi'i in his transmission, and he basically concludes that Bukhari didn't transmit through al-Shafi'i because he had access to higher chains of transmission. It was purely a technical reason that Bukhari didn't transmit through al-Shafi'i, and it's because he had shorter chains. Now, just how Bukhari transmitted through the teachers of Ja'far as-Sadiq, he also transmitted through the teachers of Imam al-Shafi'i. Now, this was due to the technical reason that through these people, Bukhari had access to shorter, more authentic chains. Another very important point that should be considered is not only does Bukhari transmit through various members of Ehlul Bejta, but he also includes various chapters about their merits in his Sahih. He includes a chapter on the merits of Al-Hasan and Al-Hussein, a chapter on the merits of Ali bin Abi Talib, a chapter on the merits of Ja'far bin Ali, a chapter on the mention of Abbas, a chapter on the merits of Fatima, and a chapter on the virtues of the relatives of Allah's Messenger sallallahu alayhi wasallam. So if Bukhari was a hater of Ehlul Bejta, he would not be writing chapters on their merits. So moving on to the second point made against Bukhari, that he transmitted through well-known Nasibis, this is easily refuted, and it's a very, very flawed argument. Transmitting through an individual does not necessarily mean endorsing the person. Now, if you applied this flawed logic, it would mean that Bukhari was a Shijje, because he transmits through various Shias. Any reasonable individual would recognize that Bukhari transmitted through various people who he didn't agree with theologically. To conclude, it's very evident that the allegation that Bukhari was a Nasibi is flawed and contradictory. Bukhari transmitted through various members of Ehlul Bejta. Bukhari dedicated several chapters in his Sahih collection about the virtues of members of Ehlul Bejta. And finally, transmitting through someone does not entail an endorsement. Otherwise, Bukhari would be a Shia. For a more detailed refutation of these silly allegations, please refer to the article in the description. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.